as a high school quarterback during our preseason, there's got to be a differentiation between your quarterbacks and the rest of your team because of what the position is going to demand of them. There's got to be a lot of lateral movements that's got to be included. There's got to be a lot of core stability, core strength. Got a lot of hip mobility and hip strength. And most importantly, it's got to be a lot of shoulder stability work. This is the time frame in which your quarterbacks are now going to start utilizing their arms on a regular basis. So it's going to be vital that we're making sure that we're keeping our shoulders extremely healthy. A lot of shoulder stabilization work, a lot of strengthening work. At this point in the year, I'm not really doing too much overhead because of the motion, obviously, of throwing a ball from the quarterback position. So I'm not using a lot of overhead lifts at this point. I would have maybe done that probably in my off-season training. But once the summertime hits, you've got to be aware of how many throws, as a strength and conditioning coach, you have to be aware of how many throws your quarterbacks are actually getting in practice, how many 7-on-7 tournaments they're doing, how many one-on-ones they're actually getting in practice, so how many camps they're going to, because that arm has got to be strong when the season starts. And it's awesome that these kids go to these 7-on-7 camps and, especially your quarterbacks, and they're throwing all these high velocity throws, but you've got to make sure at this point of the game, because they're utilizing that shoulder so much and they're throwing so many balls, that we're keeping that shoulder healthy throughout the entire time. And not only healthy, but this is also an opportunity for us to increase our arm strength and get stronger as the season goes along.
So what about quarterback and speed and agility? So that's the strength. So now how their mobility and...
My quarterbacks are always going to run with the skill guys. When we do our conditioning, I might pull them out and have them run with the offensive lineman, because I want the offensive lineman to hear that voice from the quarterback, because your quarterback is ultimately the leader of the offense, and hopefully he's one of the main leaders of your team. But when we're doing speed and agility work with the way that these offenses are now, with these spreads, and your quarterback has to be mobile, I'm going to treat them like they're a wide receiver, and they're going to do the same type of speed and agility work that all the other skilled kids are going to do.